All right, ladies and gentlemen, the breakdown for distributive property is underway. So basically, when we're dealing with numerical expressions involving distributive property, the numbers or letters inside the parentheses are the property of the number outside the parentheses. All right, that's how you need to think of it. Whenever you see numbers or letters inside of parentheses, just know that that means to multiply. You're multiplying 5 times c, and then you're multiplying 5 times 7. So as I stated, the first step in solving a distributive property problem is to multiply the number outside the parentheses and the letter inside the parentheses. And I'm going to demonstrate that first step right now. So we need to multiply 5 times c. Now we do not know what the numerical value of c is. So multiplying 5 times c, all that really means is we're going to write the number 5 and we're going to put the letter c next to it. So 5 times c equals 5c. Whatever the letter is inside the parentheses, you're just going to write it next to the number outside the parentheses, and you got the first step. So step 2, keep the sign the same. Whatever the sign is inside the parentheses, we're going to keep it the same. 5 times c plus 7. So since the sign within the parentheses for this problem is a plus sign, we're going to keep that the same. We're going to add a plus sign down here. All right. So now we are on the final step of the problem. And the final step, I'm going to read it to you all. Multiply the number outside the parentheses by the number inside the parentheses. All right, so for this distributive property problem, the problem is 5 times c plus 7. So we already multiplied the letter 5c plus. So the very last step is we have to multiply 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35. And we have our final answer. The product of 5 and c plus 7 equals 5c plus 35. Now again, the learning target, the goal was to simplify the numerical expression. We're not going to have an exact answer and get the problem down to a final number because we do not have the value of c. We don't know what the numerical value of the letter c is. So this is as far as we can go as far as simplifying the expression. So this will be our final answer. I'm confident that these problems will be very easy for students with strong multiplication fluency. If you're unsure of the multiplication, if you're not able to do the multiplication in your head, I have a strategy that will make figuring out the multiplication much easier. So I'm going to share that with you next. Stay tuned. Okay, so in the final step of this problem, you had to multiply 5 times 7. If you don't know that off the top of your head, here's an easy strategy to do that. 5 times 7, you can think of that as 5 groups of 7. So I'm going to draw 5 circles. And then we're going to put 7 X's in each of those circles. What I would recommend doing, if the X's, so the X's don't bunch up, is do a row of 4 and do a row of 3. All right, so now I have 5 groups of 7. And I can find out the answer of what 5 times 7 is by finding the total number of x's. Now the quick way to do that is to count by sevens. The long way to do that is to count every single x. But both strategies will get you the correct answer. Seven, 14, 21, 28, 35. So that's the shorter way to go about it, to just count by sevens. Now the long way, counting each of the 7 x's in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the first group of 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's the second group of 7. Third group now. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Third group. Now group 4. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Final group. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 5 times 7 equals 35. Now as you can see, both ways of counting got me the correct answer, but it's a lot easier if you're able to skip count. If you are fluent with your multiplication, with your skip counting, and you're able to just count by sevens, it's a lot quicker, and there's less risk of you miscounting. But either way will get you the right answer.